Hi, so we're going to have a quick flick through of the Victorian Romantic Tarot. Now, as of right now, this deck is out of print, but you can find it on the sale and swap sites at an inflated price. They do, however, bring this deck out periodically again and again. So this is the 4th edition. It comes in the sturdy wooden box. They do bring it out. I don't know if they're intending to bring it out again, but it might be worth reaching out, try to find out if you're interested in this deck before you go paying the inflated prices for it, because the BabaStudio decks go quite expensive once they're out of print. So I bought it with the extended guidebook, and this literally gives you so much information in here. It gives you the colour picture, it gives you, and for a lot of them, not all of them though I've noticed, but for a lot of them it gives you the original picture that the image was taken from, and it tells you about that original image as well and why they've picked it. So you get quite a fair bit of information in here. You do get a few, I think it's at the front, is it? Yeah, a few spreads, ones that they've made specifically for the deck. So you do get that with it. Now you do have to pay extra for this book. I got an offer on that though. I think there was an offer on it if you bought it with the deck. And also when they're bringing it back out again, if they know that they're bringing it back out again, they do give you discounts if you pre-order. So you do get discounts if you pre-order things as well from them, so it's worth keeping an eye out for. So this deck comes in a metal clasp box. It is a wooden box. It only opens there. It is a bit of a pain, this box. I mean, it's not. It is and it's not at the same time. It only opens to there. But I'm always worried whenever I pull the cards out of here that I'm going to damage the cards on the box, dinging them on the box because it's hard. So it might be worth, I might even get round to it sometime, lining it with something, just so you're not dinging your cards off the edges, and so they're more snug as well, because they do tend to shift about in only a tiny bit, but they do shift about. So that's something that I could possibly do. So if you're just buying the deck itself, you do get the little white book with it, and you do get quite a fair bit of information in this as well, to be honest. You get the spreads, you get a fair bit of information. I would say you just don't get the whole write-up of the card and all that, but you do get like the interpretations or the meanings. I'd say there's more than enough in there if that's what you were looking for. Let's zoom us in a bit. So this one has cold foil stamping on it, and it is by Karen Mahoney and Alex Ukolov. And it's the Victorian Romantic. So this is the 4th edition. So you get the title card there, and this is the backs. Now, having seen all the other editions of this deck, I would say I prefer the older backs that they had on the cards, but it's not bad, and you still get like the shine. There is the shine to that as well. It shimmers, so there is that, and you get in that kind of gold foil there, but it's not foil. It is foiled. It's cold foil stamping, so the cards are shiner at certain angles or certain lights. So I'll see if I can catch one for you. So we've got our Fool. I'll never show you. There you can see it. Now in some lights, this cold foiling is it kind of glares the image, it blurs the image, but to be honest, when you sat here looking down at it, it's catching it just right, so it looks nice. So where it's on the clothes, it kind of looks pretty on the clothes, especially in the dresses and stuff. It doesn't look like this big block of like blur like you're seeing here. It just gives it like little tints here and there, so it's quite nicely done. I know a few people have said that they find it too much, and I'm assuming that they must be, I don't know which angle they're looking at it from, but I find the angle that I look at the cards from, it doesn't seem to affect me that much. So I've got the Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, so if you ever look on here, it's got it on her dress on this one. Now, even though it looks dead glary there, that's not how I'm looking on the camera up here. That glariness there, that's not how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it very, very subtly. I can't even get it to an angle where it's doing it. So I'm still getting all the shade and everything that's in there, so it just looks like a pretty sheen. We have the Emperor. We do have a second Emperor in this deck, which is this one. I like that both the Emperors, they both got like a flash of red to them. I don't know whether this is his seat that's red or his throne, but he's got it kind of on him. I pulled this one out. I've not had this one in the deck. I mean, it's not even like it's a different style. I don't know what it is for this one. So I pull that one out. Hierophant. Lovers. And you do get an alternate Lovers in this deck as well. I think this is the one that I've kept in. I mean, you could keep both the Lovers in, really, because I find, and even the write-ups in the main book, the write-ups are slightly different for these two Lover cards. So this is the second Lovers. The write-ups are slightly different, so they carry different energy to me. So you could leave both of them in, really. That's the second Lovers. Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Hanged Man. And this is an interesting one. I don't know if this is the same one that's been through all of the decks, but it seems like for the era of the deck, this one just seems a bit more modern. Could just be me. Got Death. This one's interesting as well. So you've got these down here that are not really looking, but you've got this one here with the baby, like kind of literally holding the baby up towards. Interesting. And you've got the angel here as well. That's trying, it almost looks like it's trying to protect this one. But then you've got Death coming in with the scythe. Temperance. The Devil. So you do get an alternate devil in this one as well. I went for this one. That's the second devil. The Tower. Star. Moon. So this is old images, but there have been like things collaged onto it. There's been things that have been added along the way. I'll show you the original image in one of these books and then show you what's been added in as well. The sun. Judgment. The world. And now we're in the pentacle suit. I believe this 4th edition was, I don't know if any of the other editions were, but I believe this one was updated, so we have more diversity throughout the deck as well, which is a good thing. And you probably won't even get the effect of this, but this dress with this, you're just getting the glare of it. This is so pretty. It is so pretty. It's really well done, this profile stamping. I know you're just getting the glare on the camera there, but no, honestly, it's absolutely stunning. So it is very Rider Waite. Our Knight. So I love, I love this Knight of Pentacles. Look at his face. Oh, he's not amused, is he? So but I love this for the Knight of Pentacles because he's the one that's kind of following his heart, and he's the one that's seriously considering or thinking about things, and so he's the one that's like really looking into things and not just running away with himself and not just jumping into things willy-nilly. So it's almost like he's not going to be bowled over by you because you throw yourself at it. Queen. I love this card. And King. Ace. So we're in the sword suit. Two. This one gets me in the feels. So you've got like, it's almost like soldiers or something going across the background there. I don't know if you can see, you've got like the cityscape in the background as well. Just her and a dog. Gets me in the feels. That I'm an animal person, but it just makes me feel some kind of way. 4. 5 creepy looking little kids. Do you know what they remind me of? Do you ever go, did your Nana and Grandad ever have like when we used to go up to my Nana and Grandad's, they used to have these masks on the wall, these creepy masks, and this is literally when I first seen this card, that's what come in my mind, these creepy masks that used to be on the wall that used to fucking haunt us. Haunt us at night. We'd be put in the room with the masks. We'd all be terrified. We were like the height of fashion. 6. See, I think at first this one I didn't get. This one, I don't know why, it made me think of like the one in the Deviant Moon. I think that might be the 8 of Swords as well, or 9 of Swords, sorry. In the Deviant Moon where they're at the, or is it the 8 of Swords? I don't know, where they stood at the window and they're getting, it's almost like the moon's dragging them out the window. And that's, it gives me the, my head goes to the same space with this one. But I get it at the same time, but it took me a minute to kind of wrap my head around this one. I love this 10. The waves kind of enveloping him. Page. Knight. Queen. And King looking oh so bored. Oh, sorry. Headbutt in the camera. Oh, he just looks bored, doesn't he? He looks miserable as fucking sin. Get a go with that face. We've got the Ace of Wands. This is another one that I feel like feels a bit modern for the deck. I don't know. I don't know why. 2. And you're not going to be able to see it, but that, can you see it? Oh, I wish it'd do it without just being dead glary, because it doesn't, honestly, when I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like it's just dead pretty and dead delicate looking, that flower, feather and a headpiece. 3. This is another one I didn't get, if I'm being honest, but yeah, I can work with it. Makes me think of is it the Everyday Witch or the Modern Witch, or the one where I think it's a judgment card where she marched on playing the trumpet. It just makes me think of that. So 4. You do get the idea of celebration. 5. I love his face in this one. 6. 7. and 10. Like she's carrying the cradle there. Page. Now, I don't know whether that's the same, or if it's from the same set of art as because I think that reminds me a bit of one of the cups, the little person in it. The Knight. What I love about the Knight of Wands, look at her face. She's not she's not about it. It's like, what, you think you can just show up whenever you feel like? Queen is stunning. That dress, I can't, no point, because it's just not going to look as good to you, but it's absolutely beautiful and glittery and stunning. King. The Ace. Cup suit. Two. So I'll show you that one to show you the original art and that. Oh, and I was saying that reminds me of a cup one as well. That's the one that it reminds me of. Where is it? So that is the original image. And then you can see, like, on this one, they've added the 2 cups into the image here. And then changed the colours and stuff. Three. Four. 5. Or you can feel this card as well, can't you? 6. 7. 8. I like this one because, you know, when we're in the 8 cups, even though we're moving away from something, it can be something that's making us quite sad. And I love that the little dog, try and get her out of the glare, the little dog's like glancing backwards and it looks like she's holding the tissue up to her face, like wiping her eyes. So moving away, but it's not something that's pleasant at the same time. The 9. 10. 8. Shiny, shiny Knight of Cups. Look at me, look at me. Adore me. Queen. God. And the King. So everybody raves about the cardstock from BabaStudios. It does shuffle nicely. Can be a bit slippy in the hand. Doesn't bend though. It doesn't feel like, I don't feel like when I'm doing it from the side like this, if it's not the best cardstock when I'm doing this, I have a tendency to like bend the cards in half. It keeps its shape. It overhands nicely. It would end-to-end rifle nicely as well. On the card. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Where's my little book? So in the little white book, the information that you get is going to be so affluence and material well-being within conventional limits, choosing material success over arts and imagination, finding magic at the gate, seeing there's more to life than the mundane. In the bigger book, let me find it though. We obviously get a lot more information on it. So in the minors, you don't get as much information. I was going to say medication then. As I think you do in the... Don't know, it feels a bit more weighty in the majors. Where are you? So the 10 of Pentacles, so it's got the same keywords and phrases, so and it gives you reversals, suggestion for reversals, being wealthy but discontent, a yearning for something more spiritual, intangible, some disruption to your financial or material well-being, throwing away some of your security in order to pursue something more exciting. So as the final non-court card of the Pentacles, one might expect the 10 of Pentacles to indicate the greatest degree of the practicality, riches and material comfort. Many people do read the card this way and interpret it as being about prosperity and reaching a mature, stable situation of well-being. But in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card, the imagery is complex and far from earthly. Instead, it carries an air of mystery and ambiguity. Our image follows this tradition and to show a man elaborately dressed sitting in front of an old stone archway and apparently selling apples. In the background, two young lovers can be seen, happy and utterly wrapped up in one another. Apples are a complex symbol which fits this rather intricate card. The classical biblical reference to the apple is the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Eating it cursed Adam and Eve to be thrown out of paradise. But when the Irish poet W.B. Yeats, who was a predominant member of the Golden Dawn and believed to have been involved in advising on symbols for the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, talked of the golden apples of the sun and the silver apples of the moon. W.B. Yeats, the song of Wandering Aengus. He was referencing the Celtic legends of the Sidhe, the fairy folk who were believed often to bring with them either silver or golden apples when they visited the world of mortals. Who is the figure on this card? Is he simply an old man, or does he have magical or fairy qualities? He's dressed in oddly elaborate clothes for a market trader. He appears to be a prosperous worldly gypsy, someone who is seeing much in his life, but he also seems separate from his surroundings. He looks straight out beyond the world of the card, beyond him, Behind him, in contrast, the young couple are totally self-absorbed and inward-looking. Well-dressed and handsome, they seem to have everything. They don't even notice the old man in the archway. We can read this as a juxtaposition of the material and mystical. The couple are down to earth, prosperous, handsome, and concerned with practical matters. They see only the real world. The unnoticed old man is something altogether more strange. He meets our eye with an amused questioning as he holds up his apple. He looks as though he may be about to juggle them. There is something reminiscent of a tarot magician about him. Maybe he's asking if we are willing to bite the fruit and visit another reality, the world of the fairy or the she perhaps. In a reading, this card can make a straightforward meaning, indicating material and financial well-being and a general prosperity in the home life and relationships. However, in some contexts, it is more a card to mysterious side may come to the fore. It can be read as a questioning of materialism and the mundane, as a call for us to embrace the possibility of magic and enchantment. So the sources, this is based on engraving of a picture by Spanish and Enrique Sarah Aqua. Murdered that, I apologise. 1859 to 1918. The Spanish orange seller. The original picture has been quite significantly altered for this card. So that is a picture of the original. So you get quite a bit of information in that, and it gives you new ways to look at it, and it also gives you a reverse meaning, which you're not going to get, you're not getting in the little white book. But I think it's just to keep down like the size in it in the little white book. But then it also, because it goes into the where they've got the card images from and what they were thinking of when they created the card, it gives you a new way to look at it as well, which I think is always interesting in decks. So this has been a look at that one's back in there. See, this is what I'm saying about like kind of putting it in and out. I mean, it's kind of snug, but it's not kind of snug. It does move about a little bit. But because this is so hard, I'm like worried about kind of getting it in and out. But it does move about, as I say. So this was a look at the Victorian Romantic BabaStudios by Karen Mahoney and Alex Ukolov. Okay.